Well, the Lakers got back in the win column tonight against a surprisingly scrappy Portland team. Believe it or not, they're actually 15-13 on their own home court, or were prior to this game, and definitely put up a really good fight. Not gonna say no Luka, no problem tonight, but the Lakers were able to pull it out, and behind the shoulders of LeBron James and Austin Reeves, with both them stepping up big time, combining for over 70 points, and both them having big offensive games, albeit with some turnover issues, but stepping up big time for their team. For LeBron, he played on the second night of a back-to-back tonight, and that alone's pretty impressive for a 40-year-old. I mean, there were thoughts about him maybe resting this week and not even playing this game, or their game last night against Charlotte, and, well, the 40-year-old played both of them, ending with 38 points tonight, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Again, did have 11 turnovers, and that's simply too many. Between him and Austin Reeves, they combined for 17, and 17 of the team's 22 total turnovers, and again, never want to have that. That's a big part of why Portland's stuck in the game, and although gotta give Portland credit, they played really good defense and really suffocating defense on LeBron at times, throwing a few timely double teams at him, really giving him hell between Toumani Camara and Deni Avdija, so give them credit, but gotta take better care of the ball as well. Even with that though, a 40-point game for the 40-year-old here, had 40 points, not 38 points, scratch what I said before, and shooting about 58% from the field, 50% from 3, all around having a pretty dominant game when he wasn't turning the ball over, and playing some good defense along with it, and they definitely did need him tonight. And well, that was the case for Austin Reeves out there too. The guy can definitely do some damage when he's their first or second option on the court, and that's something that was very apparent tonight. I mean, the guy ended with 32 points, 7 assists, 2 steals, shooting about 43% from the field and only 25% from 3, but obviously did a lot for their team. Went to the free throw line and took 13 free throws, made 12 of them. Played some good defense on top of it. Once again took another charge in transition, actually being tied for charges drawn in the NBA this season now with 14 of them. So all around really good game and a really high active and energy game for Austin Reeves. Might not be the best defender in the world, but the guy definitely tries hard out there and can find what he does offensively. Whether he's their first, second, or third option, the guy definitely contributes and obviously did tonight too. 32 points and really a true testament of what he can do for their team if given more on-ball opportunity. Obviously that can be difficult with all of Luka Doncic, LeBron, and himself on the court, but I think the adjustment is to find a better timeshare between them. Whether that's them changing up their playbook and trying to incorporate Austin a little bit more or do something different with him, or maybe bring him off the bench, I'm not entirely sure, but I think an adjustment for them to really think about is getting Austin more involved while somehow not taking away from Luka Doncic or LeBron James. Definitely easier said than done, but between this game, the Indiana Pacer game where he had 45 points, and really throughout the entire season now, it really tells you and shows you what he can do on the ball and why he's kind of be a big part of their offense. Apart from Austin and LeBron though, there were other contributions from other guys, and although it was a pretty sloppy offensive game, one guy that contributed in the energy department, which really was valuable without Jared Vanderbilt tonight, happened to be Rui Hachimura. During the first quarter, he had 4 rebounds alone, 2 of which were offensive rebounds, 1 putback of the offensive rebounds, 1 block shot, 2 deflections, and all around play with really good energy. And I for one wish he played like that every quarter. Maybe not entirely realistic, but definitely would be helpful. He ended up leading their team in rebounding tonight with 12 rebounds, and although he didn't make a 3-point shot, he still made a very good impact on the court, purely through defense, rebounding, and simply energy on the court. Again, I really wish he would do that more often, and this game tells you what you can do from it, even when his shot's not falling. After that though, talking about an energy guy and a guy that makes a bunch of impact off the ball and simply not on the stat sheet, we gotta talk about Dorian Smith. Once again led their team in plus-minus rating with a plus 20 rating. During their past 15 games now, he's led their entire team in plus-minus rating, with about a plus 108 rating in their past 15 games now. And if you watch him on the court, it's really not that shocking. Simply put, he does all the little things to their team on the court, whether you're talking about fighting for rebounds, even if he doesn't get them, boxing out really well for their team, playing incredibly hard on defense, and not only in the half court but then the open court. Tonight he made some really good defensive plays in the open court, having a blocked shot, saving their team a couple of times after a few bad turnovers, being very vocal on defense, coordinating their defense, and telling teammates where to be on defense, and all around will never get enough credit for it in my opinion. Yes, he did finish with 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals and 1 block, and You can point to that in the stat sheet, but there's so much more that Dorian Smith does to their team that simply won't show up. After him though, one more mention, and it does have to go to Jackson Hayes. He might not finish the game for them, but has been playing very well for their team, and once again did tonight, finishing with 9 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block, and shooting well from the field once again. Whether it's playing good defense to their team, being a pretty good last line of defense to their team, cleaning up around the rim for them, and even making some pretty good passes, Hayes has been playing really well for their team. You know, not exactly being Anthony Davis, but who really can? Definitely making a good impact regardless on both ends of the court, and I've been very impressed by him. With all of that being said though, yes, it was a win over Portland, but a win on a second night on a back-to-back, and a road victory for them nonetheless, and without Luka Doncic. So with that in mind, I'll let you hear from what JJ Redick had to say about it, and how they can improve or maintain this victory going forward.
JJ, what did you just make of the kind of the grit tonight and the effort, and obviously LeBron and Reeves leading the way, but what did you feel was the key there?
Well, they're a really good basketball team, and they play hard. Like that's apparent from the first 2 games we played them. Hachimura is very disruptive. I thought our guys' poise was huge, and our guys' toughness. You know, two of the biggest plays of the game are LeBron getting the swipe down on Anthony Simons, AR's charge on Jeremy Grant. In another game where we can't really make threes, we have a high turnover. I just thought they were a tough team. I'm not saying that. We needed to be tough tonight, and we were tough. We earned that win. And for our guys to bounce back, getting in 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, probably going to sleep at 4, just big time from our guys.
I asked you at halftime about LeBron, and then he goes on to get 40. Obviously, he did have some turnovers with that ball.
Double-double.
Yeah. What kind of run out of things to ask and say about it, but what's the level of?
Yeah, I mean, I told you at halftime, like, there's a staff we're talking before the game. You know, not sure going to sleep last night if he's playing today, and getting word this afternoon that he was in. It's like, man, he really just defies anything that's normal, and not just the physical feats and the plays. It's the mentality. He is, again, I believe I saw the other day, he's a billionaire. And he's playing on the second night of a back-to-back at 40 after 22 years with every frickin' record and every accolade. And the kids will say that I'm glazing him. He's one of the greatest competitors. And Nate and I were talking about before the game. It's like, he's amazing to coach. He brings it every single day. Like he sets the standard for how you're supposed to approach this craft, and that's, to me, the most incredible thing. It's just the mindset to do it, get up the next day, do it, get up the next day, do it, over and over and over again.
Austin Reeves, you mentioned the charge he took. He also had that jump ball on Scoot.
Yeah.
And then I think he was credited with a block. It kind of looked like a steal on Jeremy also when they're trying to cut it from 6 down, 30 seconds left or whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously, his reputation is not a defensive player, but what allows him, or what has he shown you as his coach on that end?
He's going to give you every ounce of competitive juice that he has every single night. That's really what it comes down to. And he's a better athlete than people realize, but he sometimes is at a disadvantage, and that doesn't stop him from competing. And yeah, there was the Dallas game, but he's been really good on that end of the ball, and we saw that early in preseason. We saw it or in September, we saw it in preseason. Like he's trying to do the right thing every time. That's easy to coach.
You guys were up 18 early. Obviously, maybe on some sense it would have been nice to have a quote unquote easy win, but do you get any value out of like having to gut it out in a late game situation because this group is still getting to know one another? And
yeah, I think you value any win. You value any win, particularly if you're a team that is really trying to make a playoff push and get a top 6 seed. In the West, I think the way we started the game set the tone for the rest of the game, if that makes sense. Because we weren't like playing great offense. It was just how hard we were playing. We didn't have to. At no point in time did we have to turn it on tonight. And we played hard for 48 minutes. It was second night of a back-to-back. I can just give our group a lot of credit for that. Give the guys a lot of credit.